son. Good, you're here. We have an important mission for you.
Let me stop you right there, Commander. I have just returned from the doctor. You know, my old, less hazardous job before you made me become a hunter. And she informed me that my blood pressure was almost fatally high and ordered me to immediately cease any and all activity that could be considered even remotely strenuous until I am able to lower said pressure and avoid undue stress. And I'm pretty sure swinging giant weapons at a monster determined to kill me is strenuous.
Is it really that much of a concern?
I believe her exact words were, "How the are you still alive with this blood pressure?"
I see. Well, you'll be happy to know that while this is important, this mission is also rather easy. We just need you to make a video to inform the troops about a certain monster.
Aha. And what monster would that be exactly?
Oh, it's just Namielle. My heart! Sir, I think an Elder Dragon would probably be considered undue stress. Oh, he's just being a drama queen.
The Coral Highlands, bountiful and beautiful. Yet despite what you might expect, considering the entire place is made out of coral, there is actually very little water to be found here. Only a few small streams far apart from each other. At least, that's how it used to be. For now, water can be found in excess if you get on the bad side of one singular creature. The mighty Elder Dragon of the Coral Highlands. The Abyssal Dragon, Namielle. A mighty beast of incredible aqua-based abilities, Namielle was discovered during the Legiana migration after the defeat of Velkhana. And while we now know that the culprit behind those events was Shara Ishvalda, at the time we only knew something was disturbing the ecosystems and slowly but surely crumbling the entirety of the New World. We just didn't know who. We only knew that something was causing this, along with a huge spike in bioenergy, which pointed us to the two new Elder Dragons on the block. That being Black Veil Valhazak and Namielle herself. So, as I said earlier, Namielle is a water dragon, and as such, looks like something that has emerged from the deepest depths of the ocean, where most of the other nightmare fuel resides. But while most creatures from the darkest depths prevent me from getting a good night's sleep, Namielle is an incredible beauty to behold, looking like an amalgamation of some of the most beautiful and fascinating creatures in the ocean. With a head shape similar to a stingray or manta ray, long whiskers like a catfish, which, along with a number of jellyfish-like tendrils on its wings, are bioluminescent like many deep-sea fish. And its gorgeous black wings move in such a way that when they flap to gain altitude, form to look similar to a jellyfish or man-o'-war. But when fully extended to allow Namielle to soar through the air, allow it to almost take the shape of a manta ray. And based on the monster's teeth, we can guess its main diet to consist of fish or possibly piscine wyverns. The many needle-like dental structures making it ideal to hold frantically wriggling fish covered in slippery mucus. But even though Namielle has a rather fearsome appearance, this Elder Dragon is an incredibly peaceful creature, calmly going about its business, not aiming to bother anyone and being perfectly fine allowing hunters to walk alongside it until they attack it. In fact, when I first encountered one of these incredible creatures, it was pretty quick to figure out my intentions, considering I had to climb to the tallest part of the highlands where it was nesting. But even knowing I was likely there to hunt it, it was content to create a torrent of water to wash me away instead of trying to kill me. I mean, it did make me fall from the highest point on the map. I could have easily fallen to my death. But the point is, it did not actively try to kill me, even though it easily had the chance to. However, when the beast must engage in combat, it is certainly not lacking in any options. Of course, it has the standard swipes with its forelegs, raising up on two legs only to come slamming back down on all fours to knock away anyone too close, and biting at its target. But thanks to its wings being larger and with a wider range of motion than most elder dragons, it is capable of attacking with its wings as well, be it a swipe from the side or flapping them forward to knock down any foe in front of it. While we're focusing on its wings, it can obviously fly into the air to stay out of a hunter's reach and swipe at them with its wings. And thanks to a slimy secretion coating its body like a fish, Namielle takes a page from Mizutsune's book and slides across the ground at high speeds to slam into its unfortunate opponents. But as I stated previously, Namielle has incredible water-based abilities. You may have noticed it's raining right now, and that is actually because Namielle is making it rain to amplify its already insane control over water. Yes, this is one of the few Elder Dragons powerful enough to change the weather. All Might ain't got nothing on Namielle.
Scary! Too scary!
Anyway, as far as combat is concerned, Namielle's ability to use water is extraordinary. It can, of course, fire water from its mouth in great beams, either super thin like a jet cutter or massive torrents capable of tearing up the ground and creating a wave of water to send hunters tumbling back. It can also throw out small splashes of water or sizable globs of it as well. Namielle then mixes its saliva into the water it sprays out, creating a more slime-like water that does not immediately get absorbed into the ground like ordinary water would. From here, Namielle's control over water is absolutely astounding, as by utilizing its wings or forelegs, it can control the ebb and flow of the water, drawing it in or pushing it back. This can, of course, disrupt hunters by pushing them back and out of range of their melee attacks, or making them trip up and be unable to attack, or draw them in closer to its attacking range. However, you might be thinking this is still not much to worry about. Just wear water-resistant armor. However, Namielle has an answer to this, for it is one of the few monsters that has multiple different elements. Not an element and a status, but two full elements, water and thunder. And as anyone who passed 4th grade likely knows, water conducts electricity. And Namielle is aware of this fact as well. It can release a very short-range burst of electricity, but it tends to charge electricity into the ends of its wings to touch the puddles of water it has left on the ground, to electrify the water and cause it to violently explode in a burst of steam. And it usually does this while flying, once again making it harder to hit and allowing it to move quickly from puddle to puddle and create these steam explosions in quick succession. If all of this wasn't enough, as one might have guessed, it is capable of inflicting both water blight to weigh down hunters and compromise stamina recovery, and thunder blight to make it easier to stun the hunters. And when truly enraged, Namielle puts down a huge puddle of water before going airborne and unleashing the strongest electric shock it can to the water, causing it to explode all at once in a massive eruption of steam. It's quite the sight to behold, both amazing and terrifying. Namielle sparkling with huge amounts of electricity, descending from up high while blocking out the light of the sun to those directly below, culminating to the enormous explosion of steam, as if an electric angel is unleashing its wrath upon you. It definitely leaves an impression if you survive. In fact, when interviewed, many hunters, including myself, all had a similar reaction to the first time Namielle attempted this attack on them.
My time has come.
Now, using large amounts of water, as well as its electricity, and most certainly this ultimate attack, does dry Namielle out, turning its brilliant colors dull and faded, leaving it unable to use its electrical attacks. However, Namielle once again shows its control of water, as it can absorb any puddles of water it leaves lying on the battlefield, restoring its colors and electrical powers. Even a little bit is enough to refuel Namielle and get back its full faculties. It truly does sometimes feel impossible to hinder Namielle for too long. This is likely why Namielle is a top-tier monster, with only other Elder Dragons and the rare Savage Devil Joe able to contend with it, usually ending in stalemates, and the mighty Rajang being the only creature that can decisively win a direct confrontation with it. And if you wish to survive a direct confrontation with Namielle, my advice would be to use a fire weapon, as fire is the most effective against Namielle, likely for being able to dry out its body and hinder its water abilities. As you may have guessed, water and thunder are completely useless against it, with ice being barely effective and dragon being decent but not quite as effective as fire. Thankfully, Namielle is decently susceptible to ailments as well. Poison and blast are both highly effective, with stun being decent against it as well, and paralysis and sleep being somewhat effective but not quite as much as the others. So that is Namielle, an incredible monster in every sense of the word. Absolutely visually stunning, able to use water in ways never before seen by any other monster, and one of the few monsters capable of utilizing more than one element. Even the weapons and armor of this monster are truly incredible, giving you the appearance of an aquatic assassin or some kind of weird rock star, or a fusion between Bayonetta and an Inkling in the female's case. And just like the element it so masterfully commands, it is peaceful and pristine when it remains undisturbed. But once it unleashes its fury, there is very little that is capable of standing against its flood of unrelenting fury. So there you have it, everyone. Those are my thoughts on Namielle. Like I said throughout the video, it is an absolutely incredible Elder Dragon. Probably one of my favorite designs ever. And definitely the absolute most unique water monster ever. Being able to control how it moves the water, keeping puddles of water around, and being able to electrocute them by also being able to use electricity and make them explode. How it's made of all different kinds of sea creatures. Just everything about it is absolutely incredible, and I absolutely love it. It's a fun fight, and just a great monster all around. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and also let me know which monster you'd like to see next. I'm thinking of either doing another one of my favorites, Titsuyaku, or Zora Magdaros, you know, one of the biggest monsters of all time. And I actually checked the wiki, even bigger than the Morans, so yeah, it's absolutely massive and really important to the story of World, so, you know, I figured it's probably about time to give it a proper lore so people know what the deal is with it. So I'm torn between those two, so let me know what you guys want to see down in the comments below. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. If you like this, want to see more, go ahead and slash that subscribe button. If you like this video, give a quick cut to the like button. Leave a comment down below. Share it around with all your friends. Be sure to click the notification bell so you never miss it when I upload a video. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Then I'll see you in the next video. But until then, my people, stay sharp.